Good day, everyone. I am Maria Laura de los Reyes, here with Ms. Nika Joy Maclac. Together, we will give you the tips and tricks on your project office execution and implementation. Have you ever experienced trying to apply those eureka moments you have gathered from a recent professional development seminar, but then you were confronted with disapproval, objection, and criticism? Well, you're not alone. We have been on a course to lead our educational institutions to organizational change, and after we have cleared out danger, it is now time to build powerful strongholds in this unfrozen terra incognita, as England would call it. Ideas like coalition and politics are among the tools we'll be using today and to spin it off with Moses. We will focus on nurturing the right mindset to build an effective coalition for your project office. When we are so eager, it is easy to jump off the gun too early. So here is our first point. When you are offering the change to people, no matter how beneficial as it seems, one needs to remember three things that are vital when you assemble people. Acquire first a wholehearted commitment from an executive sponsor that you can check back frequently and plans to stay long and see things through. Second is to appoint an internal project office director over an external one. And third is to publicly evangelize the benefits of your project office. These three will anchor your project office well enough to completion. McMahon and Buss have emphasized the need for building deep organizational roots in order to achieve sustainable change in any organization. As you gather people, politics will come out and play. You may dismiss it like I once did, as maybe bad, it can be dirty, or even power play. But let this be a day that we turn that around. Because politics happen in any and all organizations. And this is what peak performing people know. That is the second point today. They know that politics will be present whenever an attempt is made to turn a vision for a change into reality. It is a fact of life. Now, your challenge is to create an environment for positive politics. You can use this culture to gather everything that you need for an organizational change, as any politically sensible individual would do. Any of these four can cause resistance against your PO, but it should not keep you from doing so. Instead, find a way around these to assure a better chance for success. Even if there is resistance, hesitations, and roadblocks, it is imperative that we plan our project office carefully. So, to build that dream institution where people are trained and motivated, methodologies are in place, and tools, software, and hardware are readily available, and a healthy, thriving, synergistic project atmosphere exists, even in a fast-paced world. Remember, when dealing with power ploys, these people are well-intentioned, assuring that they get their work done. So you have to make it your own responsibility to find ways to help them see why they need this project in their own terms. And one of the things that you can do is to look for a champion. Your champions are your sponsors. This is point number 3 because they are the key players who legitimize the change. They have political and economic resources required to initiate and sustain a change project in your organization. This council should represent every part, a powerful executive sponsor in upper management of the organization with enough power, heft, and desire to champion change and to spearhead the move is necessary to see this plan through. As you create a political management plan, it is necessary to conduct a stakeholder analysis first. Even if it will remind you that it is impossible to please everyone, it will definitely help you to manage and still do something about it. As you seek for sponsors and check out your stakeholders, you need to use your analysis for your action plan and to create a strategy that best fits each profile of support and impact. Finally, a case study on HP as they showed their ability in securing their own sponsor with a high level of commitment in the report written by American Productivity and Quality Center. So how did they do it? All it took is laying down the need for managing knowledge systems and taking after the example of Moses, enticing powerful stakeholders to stand up and use their assets as executives to make their initiative a success. So how about you? How can you speak truth to power? And on that, Ms. McClamp will force you through. Thank you.
Good day. This is Nika Joy Emerinas reporting for Powerful Forces Building a Guiding Coalition. Speaking truth to power. The key elements for change agents to speak truth to power are determining what is bad about the news, defining and delivering the truth, using your strengths, creating intent and motivation, and getting it done. Speaking truth to power is a threatening exercise when it entails owning up to serious error. Indeed, fear of punishment by tyrannical leaders causes many managers to become risk averse. For most individuals, they will not forsake deeply held ideas unless they are forced to or there is a compelling need to do so. In some cases, like Galileo's, if the authorities went against what they'd been saying for years, they'd lose their long-held authority to define the world. People often do not want to hear what you have to say. They want it done a different way. To maintain that level of stability, they can eliminate those who oppose them. If people believe that time-honored traditions are being violated, that act may take precedence over the information provided. Much like if you question a time-tested traditional technique in teaching, you'd most likely be given raised brows. Change is often hard work, and with limited time, the change may not be seen as worth the effort. Change agents sought the truth beneath their frustrations and successfully navigated political minefields by exercising these techniques. Let's see. Act from personal strengths, such as expert, visionary, or process owner. Develop a clear and convincing message. Use passion that comes from your deep values and beliefs about the work. Be accountable for success and get others to get moving. Get people to commit and support the goals of the program. Take action. Tap the energy that comes from the courage of your convictions. Let us now move on to recruiting and managing a guiding coalition operating across organizations. The new leadership challenge is to recognize and take advantage of new possibilities. Recognizing patterns of change gives you real power. One is the function of interdependence in highly spread organizations with complicated relationships. Managers become part of a broad creative force that may transform the company by identifying and recognizing emerging patterns in chaos. For the first part, we have building relationships. How do we do it? The initial step in preparation is to understand why the program is cross-organizational and why specific partners need to be involved. Ask questions of sponsors and do research. Tap the pain of current problems and paint a picture of something better. This vision becomes an energy source. It releases passion and turns into contagious energy. In some terms, they use the elevator pitch. Now you see, it is your ability to describe the program to any stakeholder during a short elevator ride, hence the term elevator pitch, in terms so concise, clear, convincing, and compelling that the person responds with, "Wow, that's great, how can I help?" Next, we establish a network. Identify all people who will be stakeholders in your program. In each organization, recognize the influential people, ones who have position, power, or control resources, those who are sensitive, articulate, competent, and socially adept. This will also be a good time to determine if cost exceeds the benefits. In that case, seek to contain the program. Also, understand cultural differences because people's actions, priorities, perceptions of reality, and style are highly dependent on cultural values. Diversity is both the greatest asset and the greatest liability of remote teamwork. Next is gaining commitment. As soon as the need is identified, establish relationships with cross organizational partners. Find a sponsor for your program by contacting all stakeholders and influential individuals personally, outlining opportunities and sharing information about the program. You may turn them into supporters. Let us follow the flowchart in which we can gain commitment from our stakeholders. First, write down their objections. These are gifts. A person will be more likely to commit to something they are inclined to. Next, when you first start the program, get everyone together face to face. Team building exercises can help you create relationships and trust. The intellectual cohesiveness that keeps cross-organizational partners focused is provided by a common vision. The third one is to construct a decision priority list based on the relative significance of the timeline, scope, and resources. Inform everyone. How are decisions made? Make a list of assumptions, create a specification change management procedure that not only aids in decision making and stability, but it also allows for flexibility. The fourth one, make a list of working goals and deadlines because hazy objectives grow increasingly fuzzier. Document explicit goals for each partner that are clear, observable, and understood by everyone, even if they get fuzzier as distance grows. As much as feasible, reduce interdependencies. Bear in mind that the complete successful change agent will become politically sensitive, identifies the sources and roles of power in the organization, recruits an executive sponsor, senses behavioral patterns and develops skills to address them, develops a political plan, manages all stakeholders, effectively speaks truth to power, and applies a systematic process to operate across organizations. For the last part, we have Lewin's three-stage change model, which we have unfreezing, changing, and refreezing. The first part is unfreezing, or the readiness to change. In here, we should educate, make sure that everyone understands. We should inform, answer the what, the why, when, and how. We should also consult or seek views and ideas, and allow for making plans, making objectives clear, and organizing those plans. And at the end of this stage, we should be able to appoint leaders, managers, and set up teams. For the changing, or the implementation, here is where we can praise, encourage, coach, train, lead, manage, provide feedback, and adequate resources. Let us help and guide the organization. The last part will be the refreezing, or making it stick. We should set performance indicators, monitor and evaluate, establish the systems to make it happen, and controls to check if it is really happening. For new behavior, we may set rewards, and for old behaviors, we can use sanctions. Let us always remember that this will be a period of relative stability. Thank you very much. That was Powerful Forces, Building a Guiding Coalition, brought to you by Maria Laura de los Reyes and Nika Joy Maclang Marinas. Thank you, everyone, and good day.